Guys, it's June 13th and it's 2017 still today. I'm gonna do one more video, honestly, because as I was sitting there and I just finished my last one and I was basically gonna be done for today and kind of leave it alone for probably a couple of weeks or so. But I realized that I wanted to do one more. And I want to do one more because I am a Jesus follower. Huge Jesus follower. Not a Christian, not religious, but I do believe in and follow the teachings of Christ. That being said, I wanted to take a little time to tell you guys, don't believe the lies. Don't believe the hype. I know with everything that's going on, especially if you're in America, we have all this stuff, all these people who are Christians or who claim that they are listening to Jesus or whatever, but they're spewing all this hate. And I think it's important, especially for my trans brothers and sisters and my LGBT people, to know that that's not true. The stuff that they're talking about isn't true. The stuff that they're saying is not true. That is not what the teachings of Jesus say. They don't say anything about being hateful, being mean, being selfish, being greedy, being less than charitable to the people who need your help most. And I think I really wanted to say that because it's literally a fight that I take on every day. And I am called a lot of names. Honestly, a heretic, a false teacher, a false prophet, and the devil sometimes, honestly, have been. And I just really wanted to put that out, that the teachings, that the things that they're saying, they're not Christ. They're not. As a matter of fact, the things that Jesus says about us and about all, honestly, are nowhere near that. They're the exact opposite. In fact, there are several scriptures, and I'm not gonna sit here and preach a lot, but let me just say that Jesus gives us a couple of rules. It's love Him and love people like He loves them. And if you believe the story, he loved them enough that He would throw His body on top of those being taken advantage of, and those who people felt like were unworthy of righteousness or holiness. He went into the temple and freaked out, not really, but really, on people who were taking advantage and using the church to take advantage of people. He says that one of the things he said was, if you claim to love me, but act like you hate your brother and sister, then you're a liar. And those words, no punches pulled, those words, you're a liar, and you're not of me. If you make a theatrical performance out of worshiping me, you're a liar, and people are to have nothing to do with you. I think it's important. Those are a couple of important points to talk about when you're talking about Christ, and especially with us, because they use Christ so much to come against us that it's literally contraindicated to be trans and to have a relationship or believe in the teachings of Christ. And it's not true. Those aren't the teachings of Christ. And those aren't the teachings of Christ according to Christians' own book, the Bible. Why they don't know, or as a whole can't see it, I'm not really sure. But this whole matter, as a matter of fact, there are several scriptures in it that says that it has nothing to do, your belief in God should have nothing to do with politics or money. In fact, they're almost matter of fact, they are what is it? It's not contraindicated, is kind of a medical term, but they're contrary to one another. Almost everywhere they talk about money and power, they talk about it being against Jesus and his teachings, not for. And I think I really wanted to come back on here and say that because with the GOP and the Christian conservative, I can't even understand it. But anyway, the right-wing conservative Christian, I don't even understand what that means, but that's not my business. That's why I'm not a Christian. It's not even, they shouldn't even be intertwined. And with everything going on and them being so loud and speaking so loud, I think, or speaking so loudly, the opposite of Jesus' teachings while claiming his name, I thought it was important enough to come back real quick and let you guys know that doesn't have anything to do with the teachings of Christ. It really doesn't. As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. So I think that it's important. Some of the things that I just said, a lot of the things I just said, most of them actually, are specifically in the Bible, in scriptures. If you want them, I can give them to you. Hit me up. I'll throw a couple. I don't really like to be so specific on here because I want to have respect for everybody. And if you don't want to really hear about it, I'm not trying to force Jesus down anybody's throat, but I am trying to say stop spreading Jesus hate. So if that is the message you're getting, which it is for most of us, from what people would consider. I talked to somebody once and I had to explain that Jesus has a really bad marketing team. His only marketing team are people who are literally stopping people from buying the product. Right? But when you're trying to buy something, I'm not going to come and pour Coca-Cola down your throat to make sure that you get a taste of Coca-Cola. But if the marketing team is going around going, hey, try Coke, it's the best thing ever, but it sucks, I probably will step in there and go, well, it doesn't suck. It doesn't suck, I'm not going to pour it down your throat, but it definitely doesn't suck. If you want to try it, it's good. Let me tell you a little bit about it. And basically that's what I had to come back on here to do. So just don't believe the hype, really. I'm really sorry that is what you're getting from people who have actual Christ in the name. I don't understand that, but it's definitely not true. It's a fallacy by all means. That's Mr. Eddie back there. That's my neighbor, Sam. Look at him. Anyway, but I just wanted you guys to know, and I figured it was worth a stop back in. Questions, comments, concerns below. Hit me up. Facebook page, Rejects for Christ, or my Twitter. Thanks, Mr. Eddie. 0215. Later, you too.